Hi, I'm Doug Keck. This is an EWTN Bookmark Brief. Just had the great pleasure of speaking with Professor O. Carter Snead about his book, What It Means to Be Human, The Case for the Body in Public Bioethics, published by Harvard University Press, available through our religious catalog. Tell us, Professor Snead, what is this book about?
The book is about the law and public policy relating to bioethics, especially the vital conflicts of abortion and assisted reproduction, end-of-life decision-making, and makes the case that the best way to understand these issues and to critique the current state of the law is to view it through the lens of what I describe as anthropology. And all I mean by that is what the law's assumptions are about what it means to be and flourish as a human being, because all law at the end of the day has to have such operating premises, because what law does and is for is to promote the protection of persons and to promote their flourishing. So it has to have assumptions, operating assumptions about what a person is.
Now, in doing that, you focus on like three main topics, right?
Yeah, sure do. Abortion, the current law of abortion, which is a function of Supreme Court precedent, obviously Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood versus Casey. I focus on the law and public policy relating to assisted reproductive technologies, especially relating to IVF and associated techniques. And then finally, I take up the issues of end-of-life decision-making, both in terms of dependence upon life-sustaining measures, but also assisted suicide for those American jurisdictions that have legalized assisted suicide.
Right. You also deal with the issue of rugged, quote unquote, individualism and that approach. A lot of people see that as a hallmark of what makes the United States great. What's wrong with it?
Well, it is a romantic image, and it's one that is, close to the hearts of Americans. The idea of the individual who's facing the world and blazing his own path and living by his own rules. There's something very attractive about that. The only problem is that it's actually not true when it comes to issues of bioethics. Human beings, because we have, in fact, it's more appropriate to say we are bodies, living bodies that are susceptible to injury and illness and aging and so on. That means that we're not radically independent. We actually depend upon one another for our survival, obviously when we're very young and when we're old and when we're sick and injured. But also we depend on each other to become the things that I argue we're supposed to become, namely the kind of people that can care for one another without seeking anything in return. So what I argue is to take that vision of individualism, and supplement it with a vision of mutual indebtedness and a kind of common life and common obligation that we have to each other by virtue of our embodiment.
A book that gives you a lot to think about. Thank you so much, Professor Carter Snead. What It Means to Be Human, The Case for the Body in Public Bioethics, available through our EWTN religious catalog. Look for the entire interview, now available online through our on-demand service as well as on our YouTube channel. And I'm Doug Keck. Thanks for joining us here on this Bookmark Brief. We'll catch you next time.